Alright, bro. What was your name?
Devontae.
Devontae.
Yes, sir.
Came all the way from Orlando, or you in town?
No, I'm in town. Me and my wife's 1-year anniversary. I'm actually from North Carolina. So.
Oh, congrats, man.
Yes, sir.
What's up? All right, man. So talk to me. What are you getting done today?
I don't know. I was thinking about maybe like a drop fade.
Okay.
Probably texturize the top a little bit.
Okay.
We could do some enhancements, razor, all the work.
Okay. How do you normally wear your hair? Just forward like this?
Yeah, it usually just falls pretty much forward. I don't really do anything to it.
Okay.
I kind of just wear it natural because I'm trying to grow it out a little bit, but you can trim it just a little bit.
Yeah, because you want to add some texture to it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so light trim, we'll add some texture. You want a ball fade?
Yeah.
Ball fade, low. You want like a drop fade, or you want like a mid drop fade?
Nah, low drop fade.
Low drop fade, all right? And then we're going to clean up the beard and everything.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Are you a barber?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What part of North Carolina?
I cut in Shelby. I graduated barber school back in March.
Oh, that's dope, man. Congrats. Alright, guys, so I'm just taking like 1/2 inch to 1 inch sections here, lifting it up, and we're just doing some deep cuts at an angle, and this is just going to be to help amplify the texture when we style it. It doesn't have to be perfect because again it's textured. So, and notice I'm holding the hair at the base of the hair, not up here. We're not looking for shape, we're looking for texture. Now when you're cutting with these shears, this bottom blade is going to protect your fingers. Slice cut into the fringe. It's just kind of half opening and closing it. That nozzle off, that concentrated nozzle, we're just trying to blast the hair dry. I'm going to debulk it a little bit in preparation for a low fade. We're going to look for the longest length that we want, which would be our perimeter, the longest length that we want. Alright, let's say this is the longest length we want. And then you should have that as your guide. Cut all that off. Now that's one option to do this cut, right? You can come in and create that shape by going straight up. You know, this is where it starts to kind of round. You guys can kind of see where it starts to round. So if I'm going straight up with my clipper, I really shouldn't be cutting anything on the round of that head. The reason why I decided to use a number 5 is because number 5 is going to be nice and it's going to keep it long, above finger length. Okay, so when we do this low fade, we have plenty of length and gradients. Because we only have so much space to create this low fade, I'm going to actually use his hairline above his ear as part of that initial guideline. Okay. Hairline around above his ear as a guideline. Now we got it. Start to drop it here. I like to use the shaver now while I'm here because I want to see the blend come to life. Sometimes after you use the shaver, you got to raise the fade up a little bit more, and it just creates, after the fact, it just creates more work. And so you could just trust the system that you already have and just go blade open, or you can fade down. So I'm just going to trust the system. I'm going to do this all the way around. The reason why I'm flicking out isn't because I'm trying to fade it or not create a line. It's because I'm trying to see the line more prominently, the guideline more prominently. And while we're here, let's go ahead and debulk that. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do our next guideline. That way, just because his hair the length is long, this will just help me see what I'm doing a little bit better and control it, have more control. So we're just going to go ahead and put all the guidelines in for now. So clipper closed. Open it. Open it. Open it. What you want to do is you want to try to avoid going above that guideline. That's the point of the guidelines. I'm gonna go ahead and swap clippers. Not for any reason besides I just feel like it. Alright, so you guys can see how we're blending that out. So we're going up a little bit. Now we're lever up until we're all the way open. And that section is now blended. Now we're using the X ergos with the new power clips that fit the trimmers as well. One power clip, this is the same power clip, and it fits the trimmers and the clipper. I'm gonna make somebody mad switching all these clippers. Now, one thing I want you guys to that I always struggle with, sometimes I'm scared to get tighter in this area, but you got to get in there tight. Like you got to get all that stubble out. You don't want to shadow above the ears. Just kind of go at the bottom there. Shouldn't create another line though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my one guard open. Okay, just kind of feel his hair out. It's my first time cutting his hair. It's not really doing much, just fine. And remember, I'm staying below this guideline here. Alright, I'm going to close it up about halfway. And you can see it's starting to lighten it up some. Alright, now I can go my next step down, which is my half guard, 1/16. And we can really start to attack this final blend. You ever get to a part where you got to use the blade open or the trimmer or something like that to get out a line? That's just the final step of bleeding sections into one another. Different way of looking at it, I feel like. Start to blend this in. Going close it up little by little so that line, that bottom line is gone. And so my last part of this fade is just to focus on blending this into that area. I'm going to go clipper all the way open. And we can go a little bit faster since we know how. We're getting a little bit used to his hair now. Okay. Now we're all the way close with the half guard. And you want to kind of get through this quickly, guys. I'll tell y'all this all the time, just because there's always going to be detail work. And I expect, just like the other side, sometimes it's not like that. The other side, I'm going to have to drop down to my trimmers to bleed this section in. Remember, the hair stubble here behind the ears is super important to me. And the reason why I'm doing the back last here, I don't do this when I'm normally cutting hair, but it's just much more convenient when you're recording to do it this way. You guys remember we use a number 5 essentially here. So I'm gonna go with my number 3 guard open just in case, just to fill out the waters. And ultimately what we want to do with this 3 open is kind of connected to that 5. Creating the shape, you're just kind of bridging the gap. You start to feel confident. You know, you could go to that number 3, you could go to a 2. The less confident you feel, the higher guard I would use and just work my way down. Alright, so we're going down with number 2. Alright, so we're going back to that 1.5 guard. This is tough, man, because these lower fades, they're more compressed. And so you keep it compressed while you're fading. Then you'll look at it and you'll have to spread it out in certain areas. But it's better to start off more compressed and then spread it out, because some areas are going to need it stretched out more than others.
And this was they implemented that like halfway through, connected to the barber school. My wife got me the compressor as a gift.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I opened it up this morning. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I'm about to get my hair cut mom. So
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully you like it, the products.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's crazy.
Alright guys, so now we can use our blending shears to try to kind of soften this ridge area up without removing too much hair. You guys see the difference now? Just kind of grabbing the hair. Now you don't want to cut too much, right? You just want to little by little. Hey man, shout out to Tyler Trotter for gifting me these shears. I gotta show love. I gotta show love to this company. So Tyler Trotter, K Malay Shears, they came together, man. They gave me these shears. These things are fire. And again, different lighting, you'll see things that can be cleaned up. And avoid cutting too deep into the hair with these.
Like, wait a minute, like, you're telling me I have to do a whole nother year? Man. Me and my wife, man, I was just looking.
All right, guys, now let's go ahead and start to fade the beard in. Close it open, so half guard, close it little by little. The C-cup is pretty refined already. Now a little bit differently.
Always put your best face forward. Christmas is so hard. Only 2 days. Peanut butter and chocolate. The expert can say what out of plastic, right? What was the price? Well, the only makes you feel more.
Hey guys, I'm gonna blow dry the hair a little bit before we do the razor. As I'm touching the hair, I can still feel moisture in it. That's why I'm kind of touching the hair. Try some texturizing powder, actually. Maneuver the hair, and I'll have like all day hold. When I open it, I just take half of it off, because if you take all of it off, too much powder goes into the hair. If you guys want to, what I'll do too is after I've applied some powder and I've gotten the volume and the texture that I wanted, just kind of spray a light mist of hairspray to give it a little bit more hold. I like to apply the shave gel, the back of a comb or the back of a razor. Now we can start to define the beard. I'm just going to use his previous line, clear the debris. Come back on the fresh mindset. That's where I play best. We still have everything in front of us. Guys, this curvature right here, the easiest way to do it, man, is pull and just, you don't have to create the curve, you just get it sharp. You guys can see I use this razor here as well, guys. Any little hairs that are kind of sticking out of the ridge, I'm gonna try to catch some of it with the razor. Try to get it smooth. Looks good. Yeah, we'll put a little bit up.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you.
I'm spraying at the card, and the overspray is what's darkening that line. On the beard, again, a little bit goes a long way. You want to put alcohol or aftershave in here to clean it out. Spray it through the line, and now it's clean. Just in case you have a little bit of color, you can put your finger here, pull the trigger a little bit, and you can see it mixes it up. Doing some last minute touch-up work. Angles, a different look at the cut.